Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can do some data analysis using dates and grouping individual dates into months and years to make it easier for data analysis and plotting it on a chart. In this example, I've got passenger volume data from the TSA website, so we can see the different number of passengers that have flown on a certain day, comparing 2023 all the way through 2019. And the downside of this is that we've got obviously 365 data points in here. So it's a bit much to put on a chart to make it useful for data analysis. So what I'm going to do instead is group these by month. So we've got month and year, and then it's a lot easier to plot this out on a chart. So I've got my dates in column A, and even though they relate to 2023, it really doesn't matter. All I'm interested is the month and the day, and specifically really just the month, because I'm going to group these values by month. So to do this, I'm going to use sum product, which is really helpful when you're dealing with multiple criteria. And so the first thing I'm going to do is look at these dates at this date field and go all the way to the bottom just to show you that we've got 365 values here. And what I'm going to do is use the month function, because I want to return a value that's between 1 and 12 for each month of the year. And instead of referencing January, which is a string value, I'm just going to use the row function for cell A1. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is going to return a value of 1. And so as I pull this formula down, this is going to change to A2, A3, A4. So it's going to automatically increment for me. So instead of entering a value of 1, then 2, then 3, I can just use this row A1 function, copy down. My formula is automatically going to update for the second month of the year, the third, the fourth, and so on. So it makes it easier that way. So now that I've got that done, that's my first criteria. It's going to check to see, okay, is this, if this is correct. And if it is, then it's going to multiply this by whatever is in column B. So again, I'm going to go down to 365 in here, and I'm going to multiply those values. So the one thing I probably need to do is add another parenthesis in here, actually, just to make sure this is all enclosed within the sum product function. And there we've got our total passenger volumes. So I'm just going to add some formatting here just to make sure I've got the thousand separator. And now what I'm also going to do is freeze these cells, because column A, I don't want that to move. And for column B, I just want the row numbers to be the same. So the main drawback with sum product is that if you use it across a whole range, column A to A, the entire thing, and you don't constrain it, then it can be really slow, and that's why some people don't like it. But if you're able to constrain and put a specific range, then it works just fine. So I've got this in there, and now I'll copy this down. And as you can see, it automatically updates. See A2, so that's going to return value 2, A3. So everything else is the same. And as of writing this, there's no data for September. So now I can copy this over for the previous years. And, we can see that it's updating. So 2022 is pulling from the 2022 bucket. It doesn't matter that it's referencing this 23. We're just really looking at the row number, so the column plays no impact in that. 2021, we're pulling those values from 2021. 2020, same thing, and 2019, same thing. Anytime you're doing any sort of data analysis, it's also useful just to look at it, make sure it makes sense. So obviously 2020 with restrictions, we would expect to see a huge dip in passenger volumes, which is what we see in here. So that looks correct. And now what I can do is plot this out on a line chart. So just select this data, go to insert, and select the line chart, whatever option you want to have in here. And, just like that, now we've got an easy chart that's really easy to read. Now I've got those values, those zero values here, but I could just delete that just to get rid of that. And now we've got a bit of a cleaner chart. It's a lot easier to see, okay, this is 2023, this dark blue one. I've got 2022. Obviously, August is only a partial month thus far, so maybe it makes sense to get rid of that right now. There we go. So now I've got total passenger volumes broken down by the different months of the year, so we can see the total volumes, compare it by month over month. And as you can see, this is a lot more helpful than doing individual day by day because you have a lot more data points. This is going to be a lot messier. But by grouping it by month and using something like sum product to put that criterion, it makes it a lot easier to do that comparison. And so just a quick recap of that formula. We're taking the month value of everything in column A. So it's going to return a value 1 through 12 for the month. And that's why I say it doesn't matter that the year's in here or even the day. I'm just looking specifically at that month number. So it's going to check if that month number is equal to this number, which is going to be 1. And as I move this formula down, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically, it takes care of that month argument for me. I don't have to worry about these names because I've got them in the same order. And then, so if this evaluates to true, this argument here, it's either going to return a value of 0 for false or 1 for true. So if it's false, it's going to be 0 for the entire thing. If it's true, it's going to return a value of 1 and then multiply by the corresponding value in column B. And so that's how this formula is able to work. It looks at column A and multiplies that by column B, but only when the criteria is met for column A. So that's where sum product can be really useful when doing these types of analysis because it gives you a lot of flexibility in how you structure your arguments and your functions. And then, yeah, once you've got in a cleaner, more organized format where you've got month and year, then it makes it easy to plot this on a line chart and you can see the trending by year. And it's a lot more helpful this way when you're comparing data on a daily basis to put it into a month over month comparison. So hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for watching.